introduce yourself, and then what army do you play?
Hi, I'm Eric. I play the Spires.
And then what made you interested in the Spire faction?
What got me into the Spires is first their kind of grotesque, like Dark Soulsy look for everything, and then actually playing them, you get that fun stack manipulation, all sorts of buffs and stuff, and you get to feel real strong.
That buff manipulation I always kind of hate, because it's like, I feel like there's a 1-to-1, and then all of a sudden they get to go like 2 or 3, and you're like, what? This is not
the
right.
Spires get to cheat. That way. It's fun.
I felt like that was the fair part of it, like going 1 for 1, and then all of a sudden now the Spires are cheating, but they're kind of like that. And then what are some of your favorite characters, regiments, or rules about the Spires that you just kind of like?
I am absolutely in love with the Avatar and Lineage Highborn, that entire regiment block, the mainstays and the I forgot the word.
The restricted?
Yes, the mainstays and restricted, both of them. The big punchy robots, I like elites, I like brutes. Give me bigger monsters.
Oh, awesome. That's actually how I do my Nords army. When I first got it, I was like, I want to do all monsters, and so that was kind of the whole plan for it. So yeah. Awesome, thank you. As much or little as you want, and then what army you play?
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Stefan Huntsman. I am actually one of the local vanguards for Conquest in the area, specifically around Redwood City, but I do stuff out here and where we currently are, as well as the local area, although this is not my event, which is great.
Because you don't have to run it yet?
Because I don't have to run it. I actually get to play for once.
Yeah.
I mostly play Old Dominion, but I also have been known to play 100 Kingdoms and Dweghom. So I think I just really like the game.
So I got a bonus question for you. How do you like being a Vanguard? And how has your experience been so far in the Vanguard program?
It's mostly been great. I really enjoy working with the community. People having fun and enjoying themselves and everything's always great. People having fun is just fun to be around, and you have to build this community, and interacting with all these people has always been great. Parabellum's decently good to work with too, so it's a bunch of paperwork, which does kind of suck, but what can you do?
The one thing I do like being about a Vanguard and a Parabellum is that they seem to listen, where I've been, in programs and affiliations with other people, other companies, and they just don't listen.
Yeah, so I'm just I'm totally willing to fill out my monthly paperwork and take my little pictures if they're responsive to things, and they help me with stuff when I need it. So.
Right, awesome. All right, so then what made you interested in the Old Dominion?
Spooky Roman skeleton thingies, and then the more stuff that came out, and it was the full evolution of the Roman Empire through the early Republic up into the Eastern Roman Empire and the cataphracts and all that stuff, and just cool looking. It's basically just the art. I always knew I wanted to play them or Dweghom, and they ended up winning. So, the more weird part is how much I ended up liking 100 Kingdoms.
Really?
yeah. The 100 Kingdoms were supposed to be a stopgap learn to play the game army, and actually just really like them.
Actually, that was my first army, was the 100 Kingdoms. I bought the starter, the 100 Kingdoms Spire, and I actually fell out of love with them because of some of the other factions and the cool stuff that they do. And I'm a huge fan of the Old Dominion now.
Sort of an interesting opposite. Yeah. It's we bought it because they did all those big huge sales at the end of last year, and we were getting into it. My husband wanted the Nords. And I wanted to play either one of these two armies that are supposed to be really hard to start, and one of them that wasn't out yet. And so we're just we'll just buy this because we can get 2 full armies for $300 or something. And now he's a full-time Spires player.
Awesome.
And hasn't touched the Nords. And I still play 100 Kingdoms.
It's funny how that
play with Dream very much.
Yes.
So, world's weird.
It's funny how that works, yeah. Okay, then what are some of the favorite rules, characters, or regiments that you like about the Old Dominion?
The Strategos is probably my favorite thing. I have a really hard time building a list that doesn't have him as the warlord. Glimmers of a Golden Age is a hell of a drug.
I agree.
He's probably not good with the current releases. It's hard to actually get damage through, especially if it's a tough Dweghom list, but I still adore it. I have also grown to really like Karis, are just super useful lights. And then it's hard to fault, Legionnaires are just really solid.
Yeah, they pretty much are, especially when they're trying to seize an objective. Yeah.
Cataphracti are supposed to be good, but I continually roll 18 impact hits and get 2 hits.
Oh.
So, Cataphracti and I aren't speaking anymore. I own 4 boxes of them, and I don't use it.
I only got 2, and I've been using them, so.
Welcome to the Vanguard coupon.
Yeah.
And I don't really need more models, but it seems silly to not use it. And so can I just buy another box of Cataphractor, which I need to stop. I need to pick something else.
Yeah, there you go. I've actually been a Vanguard for almost 2 years now, and I've used my discount once.
See, that's the I think we're coming up on about a year now for me, and I think I've used it like 3 times. I've gotten better at it because I kept forgetting.
Well, technically for me, I used to be the store manager at Game Castle Sacramento, so I was getting it at a better discount than it was with that, that voucher.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weirdness, right? Well, you can always find stuff cheaper online, usually still.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I don't know. It's not a bad thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Cool. So then just go ahead and introduce yourself, and then what army you play.
My name's Johnny, and I'm playing Old Dominion.
What interested you in the Old Dominion faction?
Literally, it's undead Roman soldiers and Byzantine, and I was like, well, sign me up. I didn't know any of the rules going into it, or like how well they can do it, or how well they cannot do. But just the aesthetics of the model.
That's awesome. That's actually what gets most people into them, the undead factor, and then the Roman / Byzantine looks of it.
That's what got me.
That's actually what got me into him too. That's why I voted for him originally on the Living World. Cool. Yeah. And then what are, have you played actually any games yet?
I played like 2 games of full conquest, or like 1,000 points at least. And like 3 skirmish games. So I'm still very, very new to this game.
Okay, so this question might be not as important, but do you have any favorite characters, regiments, or rules that you like playing with so far?
Well, I would say my MVP is definitely my Cataphractoid.
Okay.
Knights. They've definitely carried me in games. Usually my stance just sit there and die slowly.
Okay.
While they do all the work. So I would say that would be my favorite. Plus that's really awesome. And I've yet to use the Fallen Divinity. I've heard that's really good. So
I still don't have one. I was hoping to buy one here, but they have one here. Oh, did you? You're the one.
I'm sorry. I need to build it or anything. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. It's still in my room, just in my box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some of the dark power pools that it has, I was looking at some of those and I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. I kind of want to do that and get one.
Go around it and it's like, it's really cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then what army do you play?
Hey, I'm Alexander. I play the Lord's Army of Conquest. I've been playing Conquest for about 2-3 months, started in August, so I got to discover the game during Gen Con, which was a great experience.
How many times have you played games? Like how many games would you say roughly?
I've been playing on average about 1 to 2 games a week for the past 2 months, I'd say.
Awesome.
I did get to also play with Conquest Eternal online game as well, which is a great way to discover the game if you don't have any people to play with nearby.
Oh, right. That's cool. Okay, so then what made you interested in the Nord's Army faction, at least?
So essentially, when I was walking around Conquest, I was just looking for a tabletop game to play. I had heard about Conquest before, but never really paid too much attention to it. I did have some previous Warhammer Fantasy experience in the past. I've always was interested in the rank and file. Okay. So just as I was looking through different images, I just was really drawn by the tactical retinues of the Nords with the blue stripes on the eyes, and that really just caught my eye. I was like, these guys are really cool, and Vikings in general are just themes I like a lot.
That was one of the things that drew me to them. The monsters, and then the Viking kind of aspect of them, yeah. And then, what are some of the favorite either characters, regiments, or rules that you like about the Nords?
I would definitely say my favorite character of the Nords is the Coninger. If you've never played him, especially in the first blood, he is a beast. You can equip him with a bunch of items and he can really wipe out regiments, and he's definitely a really fun character to play.
I'm going to have to play with him more because I actually usually play with my blooded because I want the trolls and stuff like that. So I'll have to.
King, it's probably different.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to try using him more, especially in the First Blood because I've been playing a lot more First Blood lately, and I've actually starting to enjoy it more. So which one do you prefer more, First Blood or Last Argument?
So I have a lot more experience with First Blood, so like from a tactical depth, I appreciate that game more because I'm starting to now understand the differences and strengths of the different armies. But definitely, you can't beat having your entire army on the table and being able to play everything you've purchased so far. So that's why it has a very different feel, and it's just nice to be able to have all your models play at the same time.
And there's that rule where you can hold them back, and I was like, I never understood why you would want to, because I'm the same way. I want my whole army on the field and like go and do their thing and not have to wait for them to come in. So awesome! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. introduce yourself, and then what army do you play?
Awesome. So I'm Andrea, and I play the Rune Army in First Blood and Last Argument of Kings.
And then, what made you interested in the Wadroon army?
So a lot of things. The dinosaurs are definitely very attractive and appealing, and the artwork for me, I love painting. So just seeing the artwork and all the colors really drew me into this army, and I've come to really, really like them. In First Blood, they have a lot of amazing, like unique things, like rerolling to save some of like the hits that they get, and then also in the Last Argument of Kings, they have their chants, so it's definitely, I feel like, very unique to them.
Was it hard for you to actually figure out the dynamics of how the chants worked at first?
Yes, it is a learning process for me. Because
Don't worry, it wasn't just you. Our whole group went through the same thing, and we went through a lot of arguments of saying, no, that's not how it works, this is how it works.
Yeah.
No, let's read it again, and just try to figure it out. It was kind of confusing for us as well.
Yeah. I just started learning Last Argument of Kings, so right now is when I'm really starting to focus on the chants. I feel like just the Woodrooms in general have a lot of little things with them that you have to do. So for me, it's a learning process, but it's definitely been a lot of fun and my favorite.
And then last, what are some of your either favorite characters, regiments, or rules that you like for the Wadroon?
In First Blood, I love rerolling my failed defense rolls. So if I get a 1, I get to save them, and it has really helped me in a lot of games. And my favorite character would be my mounted cavalry. He's a beast in First Blood. He'll get prey, and then like he'll have them behind him, and he can add +1 attack for each like casualty that he got in that round. And then the big apex predator is also very powerful, so he's also my favorite in both games.
One of the things I actually like about them is the raptor riders and the feathers. I'm still in the middle of painting them, but I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do the skin tone, but I've definitely already worked on feathers because that was the part I wanted to, the colors and doing different patterns. For with mine, what I'd like to do is, in the wild, you have, sometimes random colors on feathers, and so I did that where, I had a lot of blue in there, but then I would randomly put like a red streak in 1 or 2 of them here and there, like a purple streak in there, just to kind of help with that aesthetic of making it look natural, and just with all that color in there, I thought it looked cooler.
Oh yeah, the feathers are also very fun to paint.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, just introduce yourself and then what army you play.
Hey everyone, my name is John. We're here with Game Castle representing Clara, and I play 100 Kingdoms.
And then, what made you interested in the 100 Kingdom faction?
For me, I was debating between just 100 Kingdoms or Old Dominion, because I'm really into like knights and like sword and shield. But in the end, I just want 100 Kingdoms with their horses and their knights.
Actually, with my 100 Kingdoms, the way I want to do it, and I still can't do it just yet, but it's coming soon, I want to have an all cavalry army. So once the orders come out, I'm really looking forward to that.
Release is so cool, the Masons.
Yes. They look dope. So the other question I have is, what are some of your favorite characters, regiments, or rules that you like about the 100 Kingdoms?
Favorite regiments are probably the Hunter Cavalry, just because they're pretty good at shooting, but they're even better at clashes. People don't expect that.
I really hate them, to be honest. I was playing against someone the other day with my Old Dominion, and he tore up some of my regiments with just that long range, and then when I did get there into melee, you're right, it does hurt. It does hurt, and it's not like those crossbowmen where you get into melee with them and you can wipe them out.
You got them out pretty easily.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Introduce yourself and what army you play.
My name is Michael Nishimura. I play the Spires. My preferred faction of the Spires is Superior Creations.
So that kind of goes into why, my second question is, what made you interested in the Spires faction in general?
They're unique for the wargaming factions I've seen, the genetic and biological engineering, and not just the clones and drones, but the heavy units have very unique designs and concepts that I really like.
Are you heavy into the lore?
Only a little bit.
Okay.
Time to
It just sounded like the way you were talking, you maybe you were like really heavy, because I know some people that are really heavily into the lore. That's why they like certain factions, so I just wanted to ask. And then the last question I have is just, what are some of the favorite characters, regiments, and or rules you like about the Spire?
I like the healing. The level of healing is I haven't really seen in other regiments.
It's ridiculous, especially with that 8-inch bubble after they heal, and you're like, as long as you can cram them in there and get those heals, and it's just like, that's terrible.
I like that their abilities don't work the same as other armies. biomancies, the ferromancies, and I like the gameplay design of the heavy units. It's interesting combat and fast hitting, but not necessarily hard hitting. They're just hard to kill, but they have an interesting concentration.
Cool. Awesome. That's it. Thank you. So I just have a really quick apology for the quality of the photos that I took. I have been trying to improve my quality of photos that I've been taking, and I took some advice from somebody saying that I should probably try to do it in AV mode. Most everything I've been doing in manual mode and been having pretty good success. When I switched it over to AV mode and the low lighting in the store, it just didn't work out very well. The vast majority of all my shots came out blurry. If I would have used my tripod, which I had at the time, they would have came out better. But the unfortunate thing is I didn't have a lot of time because I was trying to play my games and then, snap photos in between when I felt like I had a little bit of time to go ahead and do that. So apologies for the subpar quality of these photos, but I tried my best. Same with the audio. I'm still starting up with my channel. Well, not really the channel, but starting up with the podcast and starting up with doing some of these things so I don't have all the equipment that I need. I'm looking at getting some mics, rappel mics and stuff like that, so you can hear me better, especially when there's background noise, and then when I do these interviews like I did at the Santa Cruz tournament, that you'll be able to hear the people a little bit better because there was a lot of background noise and echoing in that. It was a pretty big hall. So for the future, I'm hoping that everything will be better. And I get better at doing this. So again, sorry for the poor quality in the photos.